Contrary to the assertions of the wingnut, this channel is not going to be solely dedicated to the presupposition of apologetics. But for now, there's work to be done. Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the God you know exists. I understand this is scriptural, and I understand Sai probably believes this, but I don't think it has obviously any place in a debate. The moment that you start asserting to someone else what they think in a debate, it takes on a real strange turn. However, more importantly than that, I think it's a refutation of Christianity in and of itself, because it's certainly not a concept that resonates with me. And I know Sai has liked to say that, all the people that he knows that have converted to Christianity all say, I knew it all along. Well, of course, this is a guy who doesn't understand data sets and controls, right? Because he's got a 100% sampled group of people who are Christians. So he's not sampling the other group who never become Christians. Now, knowledge, that's part of the problem, is this whole definition of knowledge. The definition that Sai likes to use is this certainty and absolutes. And of course, he's very pedantic about it and likes to grind people into little bits. How do you know that for certain, etc., etc. And of course, as I've said before, I think the unfortunate mistake people make is admitting or saying that they could be wrong about everything they claim to know, because in an attempt to be accurate or honest, they're not being real accurate. Because even Sai asks them, he says, if you were pulled over by a police officer, you wouldn't say, I'm sorry, officer, I could be wrong about everything I claim to know, so I don't know if I was speeding or whatever. And it is ludicrous. It's not accurate at the very least. But do we know that God exists? Well, any contemporary definition of knowledge has to do with awareness, right? So you can't know something and not be aware of it. Suppressing something, I don't know, maybe if I were to get hypnotized, will that bring out my suppressed knowledge? At any rate, if I'm not aware of it, I don't know it. And that's just how that works. Even the older definitions, if you look at more older dictionaries, you'll find cognizance as a synonym with knowledge. Same thing, right? You recognize, you're aware of. And so you can't know God exists and be unaware of it at the same time. It does not compute, does not logically follow. Secondly, I see a lot of assertions on YouTube made by theists that atheism is a religion, and that you're borrowing from my worldview. And there's no such thing as unbelievers. I watched some Mega Sage videos last night after my last video, and I'd forgotten all about him. Atheism is an anti-religion religion. I guess there's a guy that doesn't understand what self-refuting statements are, right? It'd be like saying, I don't know, abstinence is an anti-sex sexual position, right? I mean physical position, right? At any rate, I think it's something that's always annoyed me, because there's not much you can classify about a person under the definition of atheist other than the fact that they don't believe in a god or gods. And there's a whole lot of extra baggage that goes along there. It's assumed that you believe in the theory of evolution, or that you believe abortion is okay, or that you believe in, the Big Bang Theory. There's many, and lots of other baggage. And of course, on top of that baggage, which, any one of those things may or may not be true of any given atheist, there's the additional baggage that the theists like to throw on there, that why you say that's wrong, why does that matter? What can be wrong in your worldview? So they like to throw a bunch of stuff in there that they've decided what your worldview is, based on one single descriptor of yourself. I used to get upset about that too, but I realized as I watch more and more theistic videos that these are little traps, right? These are passive-aggressive moves. They're trying to get under your skin. They like to play off, the angry atheists. Why are these atheists so angry? But they're playing a passive-aggressive game. When they say you're borrowing from my worldview, and when they say your atheism is a religion, they're working to get under your skin. So I think it's important to recognize that and just leave it alone. It's not worth your time, or at the very least, disband at that point and just say, listen, if you can't understand a basic definition, if you're not going to at least let me define myself, I'm not going to talk to you. And I think that goes the same for the God that you know exists. Listen, buddy, if you're going to tell me what I know, bye-bye. See ya. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. Bye. You guys are nice to me, so I came back. One final thing I wanted to bring up for today is I watched a little video. I watched a few Asai's videos today, and I noticed the one where he talks to this Ryan fellow. And it was kind of another unfortunate interview because, again, Ryan gives up all these claims to any basis of knowledge. And he questions Sai a little bit about how he can know what he claims to know. And Sai says, of course, without God, you can't know anything. He says, the way to refute a proof like that is to come to me with another precondition for knowledge. Now the burden is upon you. This is sleight of hand, right? That is a slick trick, Sai. I'm sure that he caught the guy off guard and he wasn't prepared for that. I think most people aren't prepared for dishonest discourse, quite frankly. And sometimes they don't see stuff like that. Now the burden is upon you. The way to refute a proof like that. Sai, that's no proof, man. That's an assertion. And the way we refute an assertion like that is we can analyze the assertion and see if it makes any logical sense whatsoever, or if there's any evidence for it, and then we can reject it. And I don't have to supply shit, because there's no burden on me. That's how that works. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day.